Shalom, family, and to all others, good morning. It's a beautiful morning, ain't it? I'm not a summertime person. Me, the colder, better. Don't mind me. No tendency to like the wetness and the cold and the ice and the breeze. But I'm slightly, in fact, I'm a lot different than most of the populations. However, I do have company. I'm not the only one. At any rate, I was just listening to this. Oh man, I am ahead of myself. Glory be to God, as always, and blessed be the Lamb, as always. I was listening to this song by Mr. Collins, and it said the name of the song is "I Don't Care Anymore." We'll treat this as a just a preliminary matter because it's really something else I want to actually speak on. That's much more detrimental to all of our health if you live in America. It doesn't matter if you're citizen, residents, snuck in, walked in, live in a live in a damn dumpster. This one could kill you and yours. At any rate, you know, you only reach a point of true freedom. I mean, if you don't care, and it's true, you only hurt because of others. You're only happy because of others. You only love because of others. You're only sad because of others. Every emotion that you feel is because of others. Every one of them. Generally, most of them are not generated from the inside out, but the outside in, meaning you care what other people think, and so therefore you conform or you act in a societal or in a manner that is in conformity with the rest of society. That's what most of us do. I'm not saying that that's abnormal, but I'm saying we can get too wrapped up in it. We can get too wrapped up in how others feel about us, how others feel about situations in our family, about what's going on, even in our own personal lives. We can simply get too wrapped up in it, and it can take control of us. It can easily take control of you, very easy, like a drug. And you start to act in almost a knee-jerk fashion to situations and scenarios and other people's feelings that can be detrimental to what you now call your mental health. Okay? And not only that, you lose true freedom over yourself. Every individual is a sovereign, okay? Every individual is a sovereign individual. The law won't tell you this because it doesn't want you to know this. It calls you people, it calls you persons. It never calls you, notice this, individuals, because it is a legal term that gives you sovereignty. Okay, trust me on this. What I'm saying is, folks, I've known people who have killed themselves. I've known people like myself. If I knew one surefire way of getting away from your ass, and it worked like a charm, I go get fucked up and drunk. So I'm standing by myself. Well, most of the time, I may start out with a group sometime, but when once I hit drunk stage, I'm going and get finished getting drunk by myself somewhere else. Okay, but then that only worked for so long because the issue was still there. And then finally, one of my drunks made me kick someone's door in. You see what alcohol will do? You see what alcohol will do? Nothing did that but alcohol and the mere thought of these bastards have just locked me out. The nerve of them. They didn't even know, they had forgot I was out there. I was out there drinking so long that they simply forgot. And they just locked the door because it was after 11 o'clock at night. I'm sitting on the fucking stairs. And I heard the door lock and I just fucking snapped. You see how alcohol works? But the point is this: love what you want to love, but love yourself too. And if you can't defeat something that's harming you outside of drugs and alcohol, things of that nature, I suggest that you step back and take a moment to not give a fuck about it. Okay? Just wipe it away, let it handle itself, and when you come back, it will either have changed or it will still be there. But you don't have to be there in the midst of a storm every day, driving yourself mad. Sometimes if you remove yourself from the situation, it it man creates other avenues, others, other possibilities, other scenarios. Okay? Let it develop without you in it. Just remove yourself a week or two. Okay? Anyway, here's what I really want to talk about. America and its hegemonic influence and its waning power, along with the rest of the West, Britain, France, the usual suspects, Canada, the usual suspects that make up the West or the global South. At any rate, America is at war. No one talks about it. And it's doing it. I mean, you have to look at how this country works. This is a long-term agenda going back to the Iraq stage, going all the way back to the Iraq War. That war was based on a lie, a total lie. They went over there and they killed almost 1 million people, or 1 million people, based on a lie of Saddam Hussein or the Iraqi military having weapons of mass destruction. They stayed there 20 odd years, killed everybody, massacred at intersections innocent civilians just driving down the street. They turned one highway for miles into a highway of death of people trying to leave Iraq, trying to leave. This is what your country did. Civilians, bombing runs over an entire highway for miles, bodies in cars for miles. None of those were Iraqi military. They were all civilian. One of the very next moves that they done was fire a tank round into the building of the media, knowing it was people there. And then they would further to go on to assassinate media throughout Iraq. And the one person who told the truth about it and caught it on film, he went to jail. He went to jail because they want you to think that they're innocent and that they're benevolent or malevolent. I forget how these words work, but you know what I mean. And that they would not do such a thing. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. But at any rate, as its influence and its power wanes, what will it do? Let me give you a bit of a history lesson. The typical empire lasts 250 years. How old is America? And what do you see it doing? What were the first signs of its waning influence and its downfall? What was the first signs? One of the first signs was its inability to fix most of its social problems. And when it could not get in line with its own people, it started to create issues where there was no issue. Okay? Things that were relatively normal on a social level became inflamed at the hands of the parties. Example, the breakup of the American family. It was done purposely. Attacked the institution of marriage. Purposely attacked. Everything good from the Cub Scouts, you name it, attacked. Everything that would make America such as. On the 4th of July, we would all come outside in every neighborhood in fucking America and we pop fireworks. Every neighbor knew each other. All of the kids were outside. Some people were in barbecuing and shit, and we had fun. All of a sudden, the cities across America had banned fireworks. Why? In Houston, one little dumb fart blew off his thumb, so now everybody else has to suffer because it's a threat to the minors. It's a threat to the youngsters. So I mean, they literally outlawed you popping fireworks based upon the actions of one person. But that was a lie. It was a precursor. What, and I like that word. What they really was doing is going after everything that makes America America. Separate you from each other. Put gaps between you, create frictures and fractures within society. They call it social engineering. They call it social engineering. Okay? But precursor is the strategy that they used to invade Iraq. The precursor was they have WMDs, weapons of mass destruction, and we have to stop it. They even showed you diagrams with tubes, big tubes, with Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice. There you go with the African American again, the remnant of Israel, running their mouth again, and they sitting in there, all of them lying. All of them know they are lying. Okay? While they show you diagrams and have presentations all in the UN for the world to see. And the only evidence was a picture that they got from somewhere. It wasn't even a picture, it was a drawing. And based on that, they went into Iraq as if it's illegal for Iraq to have weapons of mass destruction. America has weapons of mass destruction. Israel has weapons of mass destruction. Britain, France have, Canada, they all have weapons of mass destruction. What is it in the Western powers mindset that only Western powers should have weapons of mass destruction? Who are they going to use them against? Each other in the West? So who are the weapons of mass destruction? Anyway, I'm off the beaten path. Anyway, the precursor was WMDs. They would use that to then stay there 20 years. 20 years, kill millions of people, create a fictitious state called Kurdistan on a oil resource on a oil rich, on an oil rich piece of territory that they now control. They get the oil from what they now call Kurdistan. In Syria, the American soldiers are over there protecting other people's resources as if it's theirs. Right now, a thief is a thief is a thief. But they don't show you this. They don't tell you this. And they keep teaching teaching each other that they are a good people, that they live by some kind of law. They don't. They don't. In America alone, there is nothing illegal that a white supremacist wants to do. Nothing. Zero. If it is, it won't be long because they're going to write it into law. They're going to codify it. That's how it works here. At any rate, once again, I'm off the beaten path. So now listen, here's the precursor to get into war in the Middle East. Again, even this will have shades of Vietnam. Now, in Vietnam, in the 60s, America went there to make peace and act as a mediator between Vietnam and France. But why was France there? The exploitation of resources, trying to take other people's stuff and mess with their women. And this led to war. So in comes America. We're going to make peace. Y'all, France, man, listen here. These people are crazy. America comes in as a mediator to make peace. America ends up in the war. Hot war. But it just showed up to make peace. No. The making of peace, them saying that we're acting as a mediator was a precursor to what they already wanted to do, which is go to war on the side of France and split Vietnam into two. And that's what they did. Even though it cost them thousands and thousands and thousands of American soldiers' lives. Okay? This is the actions of a imperialist. Period. These are the actions of a imperialist. So what is the precursor into getting into war now in the Middle East? Again. Well, this time, we are over there to provide, in the beginning, this after giving them almost $100 billion in weapons and cash. No, that's just the weapons. That ain't just, and God knows how much cash. They were over there in the guise of protecting Israel from being retaliated on. As Israel is shooting at everybody in the region, we're going to stop everybody else from shooting back at Israel. So we're going to send ships with anti-missile defense systems to shoot down the drones and the missiles that's coming, even though Israel is doing all of the shooting. They shooting back. You get what I'm saying? Now, let's come up to date. Now, you have U.S. boots on the ground in Gaza. In Gaza, presumptively, to install and maintain a radar that would give Israel more of an ability to shoot down incoming rockets. But the point I'm making is America has now put itself in the line of fire. And as soon as they get hit, they're going to act like it's an act of war upon them. And then America, once again, is at war in the Middle East. This time it's Hezbollah, Lebanon, God knows who else, Syria, Yemen, Iraq again, Iran. These people, that's why I say all y'all gonna die. All y'all gonna die. And you should die. You should. You live in a country that's basically a beast running amok that do what it want on the world stage. It does what it want. It is no respecter of anyone's land, rights on their land, or their culture, or their resources at all. Zero. It doesn't respect any of that. But 250 years is the average lifespan of an empire. The end of the empire here will be defined by the inability of America as a hegemonic power to spread its influence across the globe, and its inability to take other countries' resources by force of arms, and by installing puppets and dictators that is friendly to the West, that will love to give away that country's resources as long as they can enrich themselves. America loves kings. America loves dictators. Don't let them fool you. America hates democracy around the world. America hates democracy around the world. Okay? If it gives people a voice, they don't like it unless they have installed someone in that democracy that favors them. And yes, they have caused wars over it. They have deposed people, assassination, coups, caused civil wars. All of this, America. America the Great, that loves democracy around the world. So when you're in a hot war, which is about to be, because they've put themselves, man, anyway, y'all finna go to war full-fledged. All you black people, when they send you mail that say you've been drafted, or email, anything, if it's email, delete it. If it's paper mail, burn it, throw it away. Take a picture of it, burn it, throw it away. Let them fight their own war. Let those who benefit from this country fight the wars. Okay? You don't benefit from this country at all. So don't you dare go nowhere. Go nowhere. It's better for you to go to jail than to go to war. For them to steal more and more resources as they have in your face, gentrified your neighborhoods, kicked you out of them, have favored others above you. Let those go fight the war. Let those who benefit in any kind of way from this government go fight the wars. That's from the rich people who get tax breaks after tax break after tax break. Every administration since Bill Clinton, pretty much, I want to say Richard Nixon, the rich have gotten a tax cut. Every administration for 25 years at least, in one way or the other. And people are still talking about it, giving them another tax cut, because they know you don't understand how the tax code works. And then you ask yourself, how are they getting rich? Well, it ain't about working hard. It ain't about working hard. It's by having so much money that they can buy everyone off. And everyone, all of your politicians and mayors love money. They have not an ounce of integrity, not an ounce of ethics. Zero. In fact, they say that to even expect them to have these things is unfair. That's judging them. And that they should not be held up to the very same standard that they would expect others to be held up to. This is how they feel. And this is how they act. And this is how they rule you in America. Imagine having rulers, an elite ruling class in America. America, the very shit that it fought against and escaped Europe to not become, it has now become. What the hell? What the hell? So while all of this is going on, though, I'm off the beaten path again. I'm sorry. So where do we have wars at now? How many wars is this country gonna involve itself in? I'm 61 years old. My entire life, this country has been at war. My entire life. Why? It ain't because somebody tried to invade America. It ain't because somebody shot a missile over here. Hell, they don't even care. We watched the Chinese spy balloon float across America and take its time on the headwinds. They didn't fire a shot until the people started saying, hey, what the hell is that? That might be anything. And then nobody knew. Where was your military then as its airspace was invaded? Where was it? Exactly. Exactly. They don't give a fuck about you. They never did. And they never will because they can't. They in too deep. They can't. So don't expect them to start to acting like they got some sense. So at any rate, it's in multiple wars. Putting itself, it says right now, well, we're putting troops there to install and maintain a radar station, but it's going to have us there. No, you give Israel the radar and the maintenance tools and the equipment it needs. You drop that bastard off and you get the hell up out of there. That's the best that you can do. Why does it take fucking American troops on the ground in Gaza? In Gaza, oh, that's because that's where fucking America helped to kill everybody at. Okay, let me talk to the soldiers. You'll know that when this is over, you ain't gonna be celebrated, right? You're gonna be looked at as murderers, slaughterers, killers, and thieves that are fights for people over here that is basically evil. You run by an evil ass government. Every last one of them is, I swear, and I don't swear often, but I swear it's possessed by straight up evil spirits. This is what you fight for. If you want to maintain America where the impoverished stay impoverished and the middle class is new, we don't even know them. As your communities are being displaced, as you're being disfavored, while others are being upheld with your tax money, well then you do what you do. You do what you do. But clearly America is at war not only on the world stage, but against its own people. America is at war against its own people. But why is that? Because you're under the direct control of not your people. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? See, when I was a boy, when we thought of white folks, we thought of people that had names like slave names. Like my name is Barnes, Anderson, Jones, Jacksons, Johnson, Harris, Houston, so on and so forth, okay? And then around the late 90s, we started getting and I'm going to just pick a foreign name. We started seeing names like Kaczynski. It was at that point where those white people started disappearing. I mean, losing power. Now, from Mr. Kaczynski forward, you've had nothing but an influx of migrants from the Eastern Bloc countries and from Latin America mostly. Eastern Bloc, some Southeast Asian, but mostly Eastern Bloc European countries and Latin America. Okay? That's where most of them come from. By the millions, not the thousands, the millions. None of these other people are ever going to assimilate into American society, number one. It's never going to happen because they don't want to. They didn't come here to be a part of America. They came here to take advantage of America. Take of America what America has to offer, not become a part of. There is a difference. Now, along with that comes their own cultural histories and their own cultural understandings of what America is and what they are and what your black ass is. Get what I'm saying to you? Okay? So think of it as a concentrated nature of something going 20 years strong. 20 years strong, unchecked. Unchecked. At some point, something has to give. At some point, something has to give. But at any rate, they now have you in war after war after war after war. They don't even declare war. They just go do it. They don't ask you like they used to. They have to declare war on another country. Well, under your population growth, shall we say, of foreigners that brought their own way of thinking into government, you no longer have to declare war. They have taken that right given to you by the Constitution, your right to declare war away from you, and gave it to themselves. Now, themselves have all been bought off by money. Lots of money. See, it's easier. This is what a dictator, this is why this country loves dictators and kings. Listen closely. It's much more easier to pay off, work with, or deal with, or threaten one person. In a democracy, you can't do that. Okay? Because it's of the people, by the people. There's basically no one to threaten. So what they do is they buy them off with money. Okay? It starts with things like, it started with things like campaign finance. Now, roughly 3 billionaires run the campaigns. Imagine this. And the donor class is made up of nothing but millionaires. They don't even ask the typical American on the street what their issues are. Like they used to walk up and down the street and knock on your doors. No, they don't care anymore because you cannot stop them. The entire system is driven by money, and you don't have any. That man over there have $1 billion, and he's thinking about giving me 1 million of it. What do you want me to say? Now, this started back in the 90s. I was watching Donahue, I think, Phil Donahue, and a young man, a young white man, 18 and 19 years old, maybe a little bit younger. He went to the U.S. House and he managed to talk to one of the congressmen in the hallway. He just wouldn't leave him alone. And so he said, I want to talk to you. And the congressman say, well, about what? I forget what the young man said, but he said, I don't have time. I just don't have time. And the young man got enraged. I am one of your constituents. How you don't have time? You're walking down the hallway. We can talk right now. Young man, I don't have time. An argument ensues to the point that the congressman have to talk to him now or look stupid. So it's all on camera. The congressman tells him point blank, so you think that you should have as much access to me as a corporation or other millionaires? And he said, yes. And the congressman started laughing. He started laughing, people. He laughed. Understand this. He laughed and said, that will never be. That will never happen. So this is back in the late 90s. Look at what you got now. Open bribery. Open bribery. So many people have taken money that they're willing to either support or to turn a blind eye to anything down there. Anything down there. It's like a damn popularity contest or something, or they're all keeping each other's secrets, and they are. Every last one of them has secrets that they don't want Joe Blow to know anything of. Every last one of them. This is what now rules you. People of no integrity. People of no ethics. That's what rules you now. Who men think that politicians lie. And that's what we're supposed to do. We just lie to you. We're politicians. And you should understand this. And they have classified even the information about themselves in one way or the other. In one way or the other. At any given time in the last 5 to 10 years, at least 40% of your U.S. House has either been under investigation or outright indictment. That's a fact. And then they go vote on how you're going to live your life. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, they are making warlike moves. And they're outright saying, we're going to take your sons. Your sons. I want you to notice that the girls are not required. Just the boys, the young men. No, 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 no. See, again, since boys are not a quote-unquote protected class, see, that's something else. Everybody in this country is of some kind of protected class or the other, except the black man. Everything from the white man on down is of a protected class. I bullshit you not. Every last one of them. The only subset of the population that have no recourse and no redress is the black man. Everybody else has the protection of law. That is a fact. I guess it's from the black man, just in case he might attack. But at any rate, think about this. Think about it. So the American hegemon is waning. It can no longer do what it has to maintain the lifestyle that the rich and the wanna-be rich and this fake-ass middle class. I'm looking at it right now that they are outright building a middle class off of your tax money for somebody else. With your tax money. But what that somebody else doesn't understand, don't tell them, but it's not really theirs. They don't understand America. It's not really theirs. And they're going to find out that the hard way. They're going to find out the hard way. So, okay? But I'm going to wrap this up now. As America makes war on the world stage, largely based on lies and more lies and more lies, Israel is starting to look like more and more of an American proxy. It's an American proxy state. It's not a real state at all. It's not even real. On so many levels, it's not even real. Just like they not real. It's all one big lie. So America and its proxy state, little America, is waging war to reshape the Middle East, something that the Jewish people over here have been wanting to do since the early 80s. Since the early 80s. If you don't believe me, go into the archives and look up any archive, American Enterprise Institute. They started pushing for the invasion and the reshape of the Middle East back in the late 80s. And now we're here. But who wanted it? It wasn't the fucking American citizens. It wasn't the congressmen and the senators. No, It was those people who live here who have nationality, dual nationalities in Israel. So where does their loyalty lie? Is it with America that they have a nationality? Is it with Israel that they have a nationality? I know what God say. I know what God say. God say a servant cannot, a slave can't serve two masters. Which master does the Israeli dual national serve? That of Israel or that of America? Secondly, dual nationals should never be allowed to hold any position of authority in this country at all, ever. Not on the local level, not on the city level, not on the national level, and not at the state level, ever. Ever. But look what's happening. So now these dual nationals control all levels of power in this country. All of them. They make up 2% of the country. I shit you not. Do your own research. Look at the cabinets and those officials. Look at the mid-level supervisors of all your corporations, CEOs. Start to look. Look at who's holding which positions. 2% are controlling you right now. And you won't even say the word Jew. You won't even say the word Jew. Even though they're railroading your ass into war. And it is a war that could kill millions of us. Millions. This is how they think of you. You don't have a problem with Russia. You don't have a problem with Yemen. You don't have a problem with Syria. You don't have a problem with Lebanon and Hezbollah. They do. They live right next door to them. And on stolen land. And the people want the land back. Now they call themselves, well, we're going to fix this once and for all. Erase the consciousness. If we kill everybody, and then we don't have to write it in our history books, and we can teach our children that that's a legend. That's a myth. It never happened. See how they think. This is how they think. These are the mechanizations of the mind of the devil. That's on his way out. That's on his way out. See, unlike them, me and the devil have an understanding. The devil understands that they're not going to make it. This is a spiritual desperate act. It's desperation. So at this point, America is going to war against the world. Their partner or their American proxy state just fired on UN officials, UN soldiers, who are there to keep peace. It's in their name, peacekeepers. And they tell them, move out of our way because we want to make war. And the peacekeepers say, no, this is what we're supposed to be. And they have shot at them. People, it's time to wipe them off the map. Wipe them off the map. They have now shown you that there is no law, just like their own Talmud teaches them. You are nothing but animals. Nothing that you want as a human being should matter to them, because you are animals that their God turned into them, into humans to serve them. This is why they do what they want to do. I heard a man say last night under some different auspices. He said, does the farmer have a right to slaughter his animals? And he said, well, although I find this uncomfortable and I find this troubling, the farmer absolutely has a right to slaughter his animals. So if they think of you as animals and them and themselves as gods, then look at what's going on the world stage. They don't see babies. They don't see little girls and boys. They see fucking animals. Get what I'm saying? They see animals. But lucky for you, animals, it's your lucky day. Because I'm here and I see them as animals. I see them as monkeys and apes. Sorry, monkeys and apes. You are a cut above, but you're real close. And you ain't shooting at nobody. I see them as monkeys and apes. Okay? Just like they see you as farm animals, I see them as wolves, monkeys, and apes that has to be culled. It's too many wolves and too many monkeys and too many apes. They running amok. Okay? They have forgotten that they're no more than monkeys and apes. They seem to have forgotten this. So we have to remind them that they're no more than monkeys and apes, or a cut above, but just a cut. So just as they see you, we see them. Just as they have treated others, I promise you, we're going to do that time 10. Just as they have treated the children, likewise unto them. The women, likewise unto them. This is how it will be. This is how it will go. And at the end of the day, they will bow down. Understand what my dad is saying. My dad is saying, you will bow down at our feet. Mr. Fake Jew, Mr. Fake America, you're gonna bow down. Now, the only question is how many knees we're gonna have to break. How many knees do I have to make another example? Do you need an example? Do you need another example? Do you need a show of force? Is what I'm asking you. Do you need a show of force? What you think because there's no clouds in the sky, you safe, and that it's a calm breeze on a cool morning, you feel safe? Huh? So I ask you as a people, I ask you as humanity, and most importantly, I ask you as the most powerful man on the face of the planet, which was what is becoming increasingly clear to be unlimited military, as you would have it, a capability. Do you need a show of force? Do you need an example to understand the words out of my mouth? Because I can provide you one real quick, a big one. I can show you something. Damn. It's quiet as a church house mouse. You can hear a mouse piss on cotton. So that tells me that you do believe that I am capable of bringing you a show of force, a big one. And your military everywhere. There's somewhere to hit them. You got folks everywhere, all up in everybody's business. It's somewhere to hit them. You got ships everywhere using frequencies and radars based on our frequencies that we created. Surely I can hit you somewhere. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? The options are unlimited. But you keep ducking around and you're going to stop getting these kinds of warnings. We already at war. Let's make this clear. Me and you are at war. Okay? Me and you. Forget those other guys for just a moment. Forget about everything else. Okay, I know that's hard to do because you're busy killing everybody. Stop killing people for just a second. Me and you, focus. Focus now. Focus. Stop looking over there. He's not shooting at you no more. Focus. Me and you are at war. You getting it now? So whatever they do to harm you, I consider it on the behalf of me, whether they have that intention or not. So when they shoot at me, I feel like I'm shooting at you. That's how I feel. Every missile fired, I feel like I pushed the button. Every command given, I feel like I gave it. 18 is, what was it? 18 Israeli soldiers dead, I feel like I killed them. You just get what I'm saying? And I'm out to kill many more. Many more. I wonder what the Israeli soldier feels as he hears my voice. That is not the voice of our Father. No, your father is of the devil. He ain't saying much of shit, is he? He ain't saying much of a damn thing, is he? I know, because we want some of his ass too. See, we want his ass too. I want man to understand once and for all, the old way is over. Look around you. Go outside and look at everything around you. Think about everything that you've ate and seen and laid down with and helped to produce and build and love and all that good stuff. Now, imagine it not there anymore. Imagine it not there anymore. All those things gone. You see where we going with this? You see where we going with this? So the question becomes, and I promise I'm going to wrap this up right now. Will you be bowing down now, sir, or will you be bowing down later? Most are choosing to bow down later, unfortunately. But don't you worry, because we about baseball bats. And we don't mind breaking knees. You will bow down. The question is how many knees we're going to have to break. You will be on that goddamn ground, willfully. Most most people bow after the first one. And everybody else will bow after they see, well, hell, I guess he's serious. He is going to break us. I mean, he will break our knees. Break 4, 5 sets of knees, and 10,000 will bow. I'm telling you. Break 4, 5 sets of knees, and 10,000 sets will bend. They all they all seem to remember we love our knees, and we need our knees. What is it asking now that we are just bend them? What's our problem? They do bend, don't they? Right there at the joint. Well, shit, bend. Get on them. He ain't breaking my goddamn knee. I'll be walking away, not limping. Fuck you. And then they all start to bow, and so will you at the end of the day. So, you animals, and those who would think of themselves as gods but are actually animals. Let's deal with the situation as is. Good day.